All right, guys, here we are back with another session at Canna Talks, She Blazing Canna Talks. And we have breaking into the cannabis industry. We have so much jewels to drop for today's discussion. I'm going to let Tiana lead the way with introducing these lovely ladies. Go ahead, Tiana.
Hi, had to unmute it. Hey, ladies and gents, welcome back. Excited for our third Canna Chat, breaking into the cannabis industry. Today we have for this Canna Chat, we have a diverse range of women who have managed to break into the cannabis industry in different ways. We have Shauna Blanch, who is the CEO and founder of Color Up Therapeutics, which is a CBD canna line. They have this deodorant that my friend put me on. Keeps me nice and fresh and clean. It has CBD. Love it. We have Bershan Shaw, who is a multifaceted entrepreneur. Let me just start off by saying you're big as a two-time breast cancer survivor who leveraged holistic means and cannabis and CBD to fight that. So kudos to you on that. She's also the owner and operating chief of Roundtable Wellness, a cannabis-based company out of New Jersey and Maryland, and seeking licenses in other states. We also had on board today the Hollywood queen herself, Ms.
The Hollywood queen.
Yes. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it due to a family emergency. So we send her all, our well wishes, our blessings to her and her family. And we look forward to having her at our next Canna Chat. But I would love to just jump right into it and let you ladies introduce yourself, Bershan and Shauna, because you really don't need no introduction. So I'll let you take it from here.
Okay. Hi, everyone. And sorry. Hi, everyone. I'm Bershan Shaw. I'm an international motivational speaker. I'm a business strategist, life coach, and I'm the founder of Roundtable Wellness. And how I got in this business is I'm a two-time stage 4 breast cancer survivor. Yeah, stage 4. They gave 3 months to live. Thank you, God. I am 12 years cancer-free, and I really attribute it to cannabis. I say cannabis saved my life. And cannabis was so taboo when I started researching about it. It was like, oh no, you can't use cannabis, you'll get locked up, or doctors aren't into it, no one knows about it, and things like that. But it was just ignorance. We have to really start doing the research and learning about it, right? And when I learned about it, and I saw in Israel they were doing it, and I saw in Croatia they were doing it, and I saw in Africa they were doing it, I wanted to research it because I wanted to live, right? And so I started doing research about it, and I said, okay, it's helping me live. I'm alive. Why not start a cannabis company where I go after the licenses and I am able to grow, process, and have dispensaries? So now we are in Maryland, off to Jersey, West Virginia. We're going to New York, and we're going to South Carolina. I want to own 11 licenses as an all-women team in cannabis, helping women with their issues. And people always say it's a man's field. No, it's not. It's a woman's field too. And I love this panel because I want us to be able to take over too. So that's my story. Hello, everyone.
Awesome. And then we have Shauna.
Hi, everybody. I am Shauna. I am the COO and one of the co-founders of Color Up. We are a hemp CBD company. I got into the cannabis industry after spending the majority of my adult life out of college in the pharmaceutical industry. And it was there that I realized that all of the things that I did not like about the pharmaceutical industry and the things that I loved about the plant industry and natural health and utilizing plants as medicine. And so I left the pharmaceutical industry about 10 years ago in search of a way to bring that healing to the world that was not pills and things like that. So I moved to, I moved to California first and then to Colorado, all in search of a more natural lifestyle. When I got to Colorado about 8 years ago, I started working in the marijuana field met my two co-founders of the company. And it was then that we really realized there was a huge need for education in this space, and that there was just sort of, like you said, there was Bershan had said, little information. And so we just started researching and doing all of that. Through that, we realized that there was such a need for clean, natural products in the space as well. And so we opened up our lab and started creating products that are and have been approved to be used for oncology patients. That actually started when our dog got sick with cancer, and we started treating her with marijuana and with hemp, and we were just trying everything that we could with it. And we found that the CBD and the full spectrum were helping her so much that we were like, okay, we need to create these products for humans as well, but we need to keep them clean and we need to keep them natural so that even people with compromised immune systems can utilize them. And throughout all of that, as we started making products and stuff, I actually also became a licensed massage therapist and went to aesthetic school. And so our primary focus with our products currently is for professionals to utilize the products within their services, so we can bring this to the world in a way that is accessible and attainable and available for everybody, and really try to break the stigma around it. And having, you go to get a massage, you go get your facial, you go do all these things, and cannabis is involved in it. And it makes it seem so much less scary to people. And it's definitely is a big part of what we're trying to do here. Break that stigma and make these products available. We also have a beautiful spa and wellness center here in Denver, where our lab is located, where we create all of the products and stuff. Our formulator is one of my business partners, so we're able to really make that available to people every day. And so here I am, and that's my story.
What I love about both of you ladies' stories is we have a lot of people right now just jumping into the cannabis industry like, oh, it's a lucrative business. Oh, it's the next $1 million wave. And let's face it, we all want to be millionaires. We all want to be bosses. But what I love is both of your stories made it clear and simple as day that it showed the positive effects of cannabis and what it had on your life, your health. And I love the fact that we're here educating people about it. I'll let Dee, because I know she has a somewhat similar story about how her personal experiences led her jump into cannabis. But that's a really good thing. I mean, obviously, it's a good thing. I'm ready. Go ahead, Dee.
Yeah, well, my story isn't so personal like you guys is, and I really award you guys for just like coming into the industry because it affected your lives in a positive way. I recently moved to LA about a year ago, and I lived in New York for a while, actually all my life, back and forth. But I lived in New York, and I was always doing marketing, entertainment marketing, strategic planning, branding, different things like that. And when I moved to LA, it was like a game changer because I know the plant helped my husband in a lot of ways. It helped me with anxiety. And I just didn't realize the magnitude of the industry until I moved to LA. And a lot of people say the same thing, but I just went to a dispensary and it was brands on top of brands. I'm like, oh my gosh, which one do I pick? So I started with a company called High Reach, and it's a marketing company for cannabis brands. We do influencer marketing, we do lifestyle marketing, as well as product placement and celebrity co-strands. So my part of the business is getting eyeballs and making your brand stand out. So I just applied part of my life and my profession to the cannabis industry. And I'm here just as a testament that anybody who, you can do anything. You can be an accountant, you can be whatever you want to be, and you can apply it to the cannabis industry. So it's as simple as that. So with that said, let's jump right in. So I have a few questions that I got from some Instagram users who was excited about you guys being on, and they wanted to ask these questions prior. So, Bershan, my name is Nicole. I live in LA. I currently work as an accountant. See, I just used that example. Don't know what I was thinking, LOL. I want to start over in the business of cannabis by creating a brand. What is your advice from someone starting over? I'm terrified to quit my job, but I need to do something. Please, please help.
Okay, I love that because I'm a coach, right? A business coach, life coach, peak performance, and I always get people wanting to start over again. So first thing you have to do, save up enough money, right? So people always think, oh, I hate it. Let me quit next week. No, no, no. Do not quit next week. Don't quit in 2 weeks. Don't quit in a month. Have at least 6 months of, you know what I mean? Because people, I can't coach you in a week and then your savings is up and you're getting kicked out of your house. Don't do that, okay? Have at least 6 months or a year planned out. And then, okay, you want to get into the cannabis industry. The cannabis industry is so huge. First, do your research. Learn about everything that you could do. Learn about the plant. Learn about what it's good for. Learn about what it helps you, because you can get into the cannabis industry in growing it, in processing it, in
So many ways.
products, in ancillary, in like like cigarettes, not cigarettes, but can of cigarettes, you know what I mean? In all kind of products, in deodorants, in salts, in balms, in hair growth. So what is the area that really floats your boat, that you really like? Learn that. First, learn the plant, do the research on it, and find out what area do you want to be in. Because think about it, it's a new industry. We're going to need everything from transportation, when it becomes federal, how to get it from point A to point B. What do you want to do? What products? So I want you to really learn the business. And then once you learn the business, then, okay, so a lot of people like dispensaries because they like store. I like actually growing and processing, because I want to be where they come to. I want to be where dispensaries and stores, they have to come to me to get the product, right?
Yeah, and a lot of people, I'm just going to interject, a lot of people don't know, like, these states, you can't ship product to the states and dispensaries. So it's a great idea to actually cultivate in that state, especially like new states that's legalizing everything. So sorry about that. Go ahead.
No. Good point. Because you guys, right now it's not federal. It's only statewide, and it's state by state. So you can't ship from LA to Portland, Oregon, or from Hawaii to California. You can only stay in your state. So you have to understand that. And if you're in your state, how can you best make a profit off your state? And then here's the thing, you guys, this is a business. It's just like the liquor business, the popcorn business, the movie. This is a business. People think, oh, okay, cannabis, I smoke, I love the puff, I want to do it like y'all. You get all of that stuff. Oh, I love the puff, I puff all the time. But it's a business. If you don't understand business, come to me as a coach, right? No, but if you don't understand business, you won't succeed, because this is a business. You have to understand profit and loss, burn rate, how much money you need, what is the capital you'll need, how long are you going to need it for, how many employees. Like, this is a business. So kudos to you for wanting to jump into business. Kudos for you for wanting to move on to another industry, but know that this is a business first. So learn as much as you can about the cannabis business and then get in it, but have 6 months or a year of savings, period.
Shauna, what was your experience with creating your brand and getting into it? Like, was you nervous? Like, how did you go about it?
No, I can't say that I was nervous. I came into it pretty bullheaded and sure that this was the industry that I was going to be in. But I did have prior experience in the medical industry. So with products and with things that we are doing now. So like Bershan said, like, I did know the business side of things before coming into it. It wasn't just like, I love cannabis, let me open a business. Though definitely my love for cannabis was a big draw for me to come into the industry. I think it's important that you care about the industry and why you're getting into it. I think that right now we're seeing so many people that just want to leave their jobs and do it because they think it's really easy just to.
It's not.
Industry, it's not. And as a woman, there is a difference, because it is highly filled with men still at this point.
Yeah.
But I think that the most important thing was really, I definitely humbled my ego, didn't care about what anybody else was saying about a woman being in the industry, things like that, I definitely started growing my own plants. I started, making my own medicine before we started making it for other people. So like Bershan said, like knowing the industry, understanding why you're doing it, really having a passion for it is important. There was some saving up of some money before jumping into having our own lab or anything like that. I definitely was doing a lot of education before we opened our own product brand and our own wellness center, so that you can do things like that, like start educating, start doing your own research so you can become an expert in the field, and really know what you're doing, know why you're doing it, really have a love for cannabis and what it can do for our world right now, especially. And I really think that drive and that passion and that love can help move you along, and then go to Bershan for some coaching lessons.
I agree. I feel like so many people get involved in it for the wrong reason. And as long as you have that love, and I mean, it is a lucrative business if it's done right? So a lot of people, you have a lot of investors investing in it. The boom of 2019, where everybody just got a bunch of money, and for like professions like me, marketing, in 2019, so many brands just got funded, right? So now we're doing major marketing campaigns, celebrity co-train, they're just throwing money in the air like rappers. And then the crash, where it's not a lot of sales are being produced anymore because it's a lot of competition, right? So if you create your brand and you know who your market is and you know why you're doing it, you're going to outlast those people, period. So it's amazing where the industry is going. I know it's going to go up from here, but you need to make sure that you know what you're doing and talk to people that came before you. Let me tell you, when I got into this industry, just a few months ago, I went to MJ Biz. And I mean, I was like a sponge. I was everywhere, asking every question that I needed to ask, because I didn't want to go into take people's money for brands and not knowing the climate of the industry, not knowing what works, just different marketing tactics, and what we are get into in the marketing segment discussion in a few hours. But it's amazing how many brands don't know who their target market is. They don't know anything about who their consumers are. So it's super important for you to reach out to those who came before you, ask them how they did it, ask them how, just how to go about it. I have another question for Shauna. And she says, my name is Kimberly Macarine, and I'm from San Diego. I am currently a yoga teacher looking to help people by creating a CBD line. What is your approach with creating a line around the holistic approach of health and wellness consumers? Do's and don'ts.
Ooh, hi, Kimberly. I think that's a really great place to start, being a yoga instructor. I myself am also a yoga instructor, and that was a lot. The yoga and the massage and the aesthetics and all of that was a lot of how I came into the holistic side of everything. I moved away from the medical side and into holistic. I think that some of the best things that you can do, especially as a yoga teacher, you already have an audience. You have students, you have other teachers that you have relationships with. The best thing, and how we did it, was we started making some products that we loved, that we knew were clean, that we knew were natural, and that we're only using, ingredients that were safe. And I started passing them out to all of my yoga students and all of my massage therapist friends, and just had people use those products, giving feedback. And again, humbling that ego, because you're going to get a lot of feedback, and you're going to get a lot of people saying they do like this or they don't like it. And being able to say, okay, well, it's not all about me, it's about all of these people. So the feedback they're giving me, I have to be able to take, and then using that to help form your line and your products, and what really kind of knowing what does your community need, because we're all going to be reaching our people and the people that we align with. So I mean, I really feel like Kimberly has a great start with that by being a yoga teacher, being in a space where you already have an audience. I would say that's one of the biggest do's, is to use your audience and your friends and your peers to help formulate a product line like that. Some of the don'ts. Yikes. That's a good question. Don't try to do it all.
Do everything. Let me stop.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. Don't do everything. With the industry being so vast, truly, you can get pulled in like every direction all the time. You start to make one product, then it's, I want to make this product, I want to make that product, I want to grow, I want to have a farm. And you really have to just stay with what you're passionate about, stay with what you're good at, and just know that like you can make something big with that. You don't have to do everything that everybody else is doing to create something that matters. So I would say that's probably the biggest don't do all the things. Just do what you are good at and what you have a passion for and what you know you can really bring into life.
And to add to that, Heather Richmond said, wait till you know what the laws and regulations are before you start. So you know the waters you are navigating. The laws will always be changing, but you can start thinking about your creativity and know what you want to roll out. That was to a question for Bershan from Lakeisha Coles from North Carolina. She said, should I start getting ready to open a cannabis business in North Carolina because they legalized it? This is so I will be at the top of the game. I'm interested in the business because once they give the okay, I want to be the first ones to open up.
Well, I think, what's your name again?
Nicole.
Lakeisha.
Oh, Lakeisha.
Oh, okay, Lakeisha, good. So
Nicole asked Shauna, but on Facebook just now, Lakeisha just asked that for you.
Okay. So should she be ready? So they don't it hasn't opened up yet, but she wants to start and she wants to know, say the last part. She wants to know what type of, go ahead.
So she wants to be the first, dispensary to be open, but she want to know what are the things that she needs to do to stay on top of her game and to be the first one to open it up.
Yeah, no, good. So one, gather your team, right? When you do a dispensary, everybody thinks, oh, you could just throw wind at it. It's no. These applications are the hardest thing you will ever see in your life.
Is. It's like hectic.
I mean, it's like thousands.
They're long and hard.
I'm telling you, so hard. It's ridiculous. I can't even believe I've done 4 of them, and I got licenses. Like, so gather your team together. You need a strong team, right? You need scientists, you need pharmacists, you need people who know how to grow. You need people who know the information. You have to start learning about it. Right now is the time while we're dealing with this COVID stuff. Start learning as much as you can. Start reading on everything you can about marijuana, the strains, cannabis, THC, how it helps you or not. You have to try to formulate support groups. You need to have information from your community. You need to start forming community groups. I mean, these applications are huge. There are a lot of, and so that's what we do now. I consult teams on the applications because there are so many things you have to do. You have to have your team. You have to have a team that knows this business. You have to have somebody, whether it's a scientist or pharmacist, you have to have people in it that know it, because they won't give you a license if you're just saying, hi, my name is Becky, I want a dispensary license. Why you and not them? So you need to stand out. Seriously, contact me. I mean, at the end, we'll give each other our social media.
Yes. I'm going to, if you...
Sorry, Dee. I was going to ask Bershan to speak to her experience with Roundtable Wellness and with the different states. I know in New Jersey, you did a really good job of positioning yourself as a leading women's team, African-American, Latina woman. If you could speak to that in the process of things you went through. I know you met with politicians, you had to, scout different neighborhoods. A lot of people don't know the depths of the application process.
Yeah, I mean, so the application process is so in-depth. I mean, you want to stand out. You don't want to just put an application in. So when you do that, you need to meet with all your community leaders, right? Because as a dispensary, it's a store. Does your neighborhood want it? Wherever you live, does that area want it? You speak to the community leaders, the politicians, speak to restaurant owners. Like wherever I applied, I knew restaurant owners, I knew politicians, I knew people from the universities, the schools. I had everybody on lockdown, knowing that was going to support me, right? So you guys, I'm telling you, you're going to spend so much money. Like this business is so much money thrown at it what people don't know. It is a way that you navigate these applications, and it is a lot. So really be aware of it and look at prior application winners. Like, I don't know if North Carolina ever had any licenses or not, but you can look it from the Information Act, you can get it from other states, but you have to be and connect with somebody who knows what they're doing, because you will just waste a lot of money. Seriously, you know, we do consulting on applications now because we've won some, but you really have to connect with someone who knows it, because you'll waste a lot of money. You will.
I agree. And we're going to do a breakout session with you because I feel like this is a subject that needs hours of conversation around.
Yeah, this is it's a whole nother subject. It's like a
so
whole,
we're gonna schedule that. I have one last question for Shauna, and it's from Brett Rizik. He said, Shauna, how did you decide to break into skincare, and why use CBD externally?
Ooh, great question. We moved into the skincare industry, kind of going back to what I said before. I'm a massage therapist and was working at a massage therapy school, and there's also a skincare school there, an esthetician school. And the owners of the school started asking us questions about it. We were doing internals and we were doing a pet line, and we had like a very simple salve at the time. And so she started asking us more about it and what it would look like on the skin and if there were any benefits to it, which I am fortunate. As Bershan had said before too, forming your team is really important. My team at the time consisted of a chemist who is my business partner and a grower who is my business partner. So I had that science background there. I was really fortunate. And so our scientists, chemists started really looking into it to see how would it help on the skin? We didn't know a ton all these years ago about it, utilizing on the skin. So we started doing our own testing, and we started like our own small test groups of things and following up and sending out, you know, different forms for people to fill out for us to know how it was working. We reached out to a lot of some physicians and to some other chemists. So it was definitely a process. It wasn't just, let's make some skincare products and hope they work. It was definitely, do these products work before we come out with them? And I think that's really important too overall, is do it because it's something that matters and it works. Don't do it because it seems like it's something that's cool to do, because that'll
waste a lot of money.
Yeah, you'll waste a lot of money and it'll rise and it'll fall. So in order to keep going up with it, we did a lot of research and a lot of testing, beta testing and stuff on our own people. And we also have a whole team now of estheticians and dermatologists and stuff on the line with us and on our team that help with each product that we come out with. We've had them tested in hospitals and stuff in order to have been approved for oncology. And so that's it was a lot of work getting into the skincare and the topicals, moving away from just the simple like salves and more of the pain management into the, what is it actually doing on the face? There's so many different things that can be happening with our skin, especially our facial skin. And so really figuring out like, what are those triggers? What is THC doing? What is CBD, CBG, CBN, CBC? They all do different things.
So
all triggers.
So many letters.
Yeah, so many letters. And it's been a process, and we only would launch a product once we, or, you know, even with those different cannabinoids in it, once we knew what it was doing. So even with like the THC, what did we know about it? What was it triggering? What was it helping with? And for a while, we didn't know that. So we didn't have any skincare products that had any other cannabinoids in them. And now that we know more and we've been able to do that testing, we've been able to move into utilizing all of the cannabinoids in that way.
So make sure y'all do your research, because even for my peoples over there in the East Coast, it's a whole new world, the CBD, the CBN, the CBG, you know, so do your research as to what works for what. And to speak as a testament to your team is actually on our Facebook Live with us, chatting and answering questions as well. So that's a testament to, you know, you have your team, your whole full support. And Brenda says that she's been loving the educational videos that you do on online about CBD. So make sure you guys go check that out. If you can provide me with a link to those educational videos, color up team. Can you just go ahead and put it in the chat box here? And yeah, I think I have one more question before we end.
I know
Okay, well.
I had one, a personal question. It's just something I
Okay.
want to address, because it's Ladies' Day. Bershan and Shauna, do you feel like you've experienced any hardships as opposed to that your male counterparts wouldn't have experienced in starting a cannabis brand? Do you think being a woman has worked to your advantage or hindrance?
Well, I could definitely say being a woman going after growing and processing, I have had a lot of hardship. I've had a lawyer say this is a man's business.
Wow.
To be in this, you have to understand this is $1 billion business, right? And so, growers, they never think that we can do it. But I believe we're warriors. That's my brand, being a warrior and pushing through. So yes, you're going to have to deal with a lot of males saying you can't do it as a grower, you can't do it as a processor, that this is our business. Don't listen to them. That's what I say. Push through. Who cares? They're going to talk about you anyway. They're going to have something to say anyway. They're always going to put you down and shut you up and try to think that you're not good enough, but you are. Push through it. Yes. And so you just have to stay strong, have a team that believes you. I'm the leader of my team. I'm the CEO. I have 17 people on my team. They believe in me. I love them and I push through. You know me, Tiana. Anything I do, I execute and I push through. I never give up and I will never let my team down. I'm going to push through no matter what. So that's how I feel.
Love that.
Shauna, do you want to touch on that?
Sure.
Did you experience anything like that?
I would definitely say in the beginning, working in the marijuana industry, I started growing myself as well and all of that. Definitely, there was a lot of just kind of blank stares for a long time with men in the industry. It was definitely boys club for sure. And you're talking, you have all these great ideas and you know what you're talking about, but they're just like, you don't know what you're talking about. And I agree with Bershan, like you just got to be ready to do it. You know why you're doing it. You are passionate and it doesn't matter. You block it all out and you're like, okay, well, you don't want to listen to me. Maybe they'll listen to me. Maybe they'll listen to me. And you just keep going and going and going and people will start listening to you. So
yep.
I
agree.
There's definitely, it's there and it's still heavily male dominated, I would say.
It is.
But I mean, as long as you just don't listen, don't care, exactly like Bershan said, they're going to say what they're going to say anyway. So as long as you know that what you're doing is for the highest and greatest good of what you want to be doing, I don't think it matters. You got to be tough though, and you got to not care what.
for me, as from a marketing standpoint, it wasn't that hard to kind of break through, but I'm really rough around the edges. Like I'm like a very aggressive person, and once I put my mind to something, I'm pretty much gonna do it. I mean, it's like it's impossible to talk me out of it. So when I got into the cannabis industry and I decided to make my mark here in marketing, I mean, I touched so many hands, talked to so many people, and I'm like, this is what I do. Well, how long have you been doing this? 6 months. Don't matter. This is what I do. I know what I'm doing. So as long as you have that headstrong, you confident, you're educated about what you're doing, I think you could do anything you want. Nurses being growers, entertainment, lawyers being, and other lawyers, publicists being a cannabis publicist, whatever it is that you do, you could apply it towards the cannabis industry, but make sure that you research and you be headstrong and make sure that you don't let anybody turn you down and tell you no. Just go
and
network
for it. And support each other. And that's so important to keep having these conversations with each other, network one another, and also continue to educate each other. Like I'm learning, my brain is like, keep educating each other and also being a resource for one another. Women, we're going to run this whole industry. Like I already know it. I already know it.
And I have to say that I've been in several other industries as well, but being in the cannabis industry, it's the most unity of women that I've ever experienced. I mean, it might be some cattiness when it comes to, you know, just the regular stuff, different brands, competing with different brands. But like, you know, I had women just welcome me in, give me all the tips, give me all the tricks, give me every piece of advice for free, just because they want to see more women thrive. And that's why we created She Blazing. It's a community for us women who are interested in cannabis, whether it's cannabis business or just smoking the plant, just normalizing the conversation. And with that said, thank you ladies so much for being on. Really appreciate it. I really had a good time with this conversation. I can't wait to have you guys on breakout sessions when we're doing it once a week. And we have lovely ladies like you talking and breaking down everything you need to break down.
Do we need to tell them how to find us?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I'm Bershan Shaw, at BERSHANSHAW, Bershan Shaw. In 1 week, I'll be starting a platform called YouAreAWarrior.com. Please check it out. I will let you guys know then. But so my Instagram, Twitter, everything is at BERSHANSHAW, Bershan Shaw.
Awesome. Shauna?
Awesome. Hi. So you can find me on Instagram at simply Shauna B, and then our company at Color Up CBD. And you were mentioning before, we do have a full online education program that is fully comprehensive, that talks about everything from the endocannabinoid system all the way to different cannabinoids and how to utilize them. You can find all of that on our website at www.colorupco.com. And I guess you can also email me if you ever want to. It's Shauna at colorupco.com.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
No, sorry, yeah. And you can email me too, because we do consulting on cannabis licenses. It's it's URA. I know. Yeah, not my URA Warrior 1. So the letter URAWARRIOR, the number 1 at Gmail. Again, so the email if you want consulting, getting licenses, knowing what to do, is the letter URAWARRIOR, the number 1 at Gmail.
Awesome. You ladies rock. I also put it in the comments here on Facebook Live, so you guys can go there and check it out. It'll be there for another 24 hours. We look forward to you contacting these beautiful ladies. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Have a great day and stay corona free.
Love you. Love you. Bye, y'all.
You too,
Love
bye.
you all.
Bye-bye.